Now, one of the great challenges today is that we often feel untouched by the problems of others and by global issues like climate change, even when we could easily do something to help. Giving people access to data most often leaves them feeling overwhelmed and disconnected. And this is where art can make a difference. Art does not show people what to do, yet engaging with a good work of art can connect you to your senses, body and mind. Keeping this in mind, activists have time and again used art to create awareness about the consequences of climate crisis. In the latest climate change, protesters threw soup over Vincent van Gogh's painting named Sunflowers at London's National Gallery. The incident took place on Friday when the two activists of Just Stop Oil campaign poured 2 cans of tomato soup over the famous painting. Wearing the T-shirts bearing the name of the group, the two activists, after pouring the soup on the painting, glued themselves to a wall.
What is worth more, art or life? Is it worth more than food? Worth more than justice? Are you more concerned about the protection of a painting or the protection of our planet and people? The cost of living crisis is part of the cost of oil crisis. Fuel is unaffordable to millions of cold, hungry families. They can't even afford to heat a tin of soup.
On the other hand, the gallery say the incident had caused minor damage to the frame, but the painting was unharmed as it was protected by glass. Meanwhile, the police have said that the 2 women have been arrested for criminal damage to the frame of Van Gogh's Sunflowers painting. The protest is the latest by the group's activists, and this comes after days in which they blocked roads around Parliament and government departments in a bid to halt all new oil and gas projects of the United Kingdom government. While this is not the only incident where the group has targeted famous artwork, in June 2 activists glued themselves to a frame of a Vincent van Gogh's Peach Trees in Blossom painting at a courtyard or in a gallery in London. While in July, members of the group glued their hands to a frame holding a copy of Leonardo da Vinci's The Last Supper at London's Royal Academy of Art, and to the frame of J.M.W. Turner painting at Manchester Art Gallery. Moreover, these are not the only incidents where climate activist groups have targeted famous artwork. Earlier this week, 2 Extinction Rebellion activists glued their hands to a Pablo Picasso painting in Melbourne, Australia. The activists wanted to convey the connection between the consequences of climate change and human suffering. They stood with their hands stuck to the protective covering of Picasso's Massacre in Korea, with a banner reading, "Climate chaos equals war plus famine," on the floor in front of them at the National Gallery of Victoria. And for more on this, we were earlier joined by Nyombi Morris, a climate activist and an ambassador of United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. And this is what he had to say.
I would like to collect the word that I saw a lot of complaint on social media when people were saying this wasn't the right act. But for me, I'm so happy to my fellow activists that at least after that act, they are now being given attention. One, people are pretending they are not looking at the women who are sharing their message. They are looking at the backside. This painting wasn't damaged. They just painted it and it can be cleaned. But look at the message what these 2 young ladies are sharing. And for so long, climate activists have been demanding for climate justices. Media has ignored us. The people have ignored us. The policymakers have ignored us. But we are talking about the skyrocketing prices of gas in Europe. We are talking about the global warming. We are talking about the rising temperature. We are talking about the floods that killed over 1,500 people in Pakistan. So this is all linked to fossil fuels. And the mission wasn't to target the art. No, the mission was to target those things that they are giving attention, and those are the art. So I support it because that's the only way we can be heard.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.